Once again, I have more problems. You see, this is my iron farm there. And look at that, an iron golem's dying. And then this is a whole bunch of foliage that needs to get placed down. And my PC sounds like it's about to explode right now. Now, you might be wondering why in the world is that a problem? It's not connected to the castle or anything, and it's not really hurting anyone. You see, the main problem is, it's just straight up ugly. I don't really want it near my builds per se. So, you know what we do? We make another build out of it. Probably going to be the biggest tower I have ever built. And I have no idea how I'm going to do it. So as I unblockify this tree here, I'm going to put up a couple more trees around here. Now, yes, I know I am using non-custom trees right now. It's just to fill in some space. Don't worry. I will put in my own custom trees here in a second. I just want some little trees there. Alright, that's all I want, okay? That's all I want. Please don't get mad at me, okay? I'm sorry. So, as I go over this time lapse here, I'm going to be explaining the process that we're going to be that I'm going to need to be doing here. So first off, I have to actually get into my creative test world and design this, because there is no way in hell that I'm going to be able to freehand something like this and get it to match the same style as my current cathedral, castle, whatever you call it. Step 2, material gather. I need to stop speaking. Material gathering. Definitely going to need to get a whole lot of materials for this build here. Probably gonna need some stone, concrete, and prismarine. Probably don't know yet. And third of all, like and subscribe. Anyways, let me get to the designing process. If you don't want to see any spoilers, look away real quick, but I'm gonna turn this off, gonna go like this. Over here, this is the build right here. And let's go over some of the materials that I have to gather. So starting off, we're gonna need a lot of spruce wood. Actually, not really too much spruce wood, but a good amount. Stone, cobblestone, and other stone variants. Cobble deep slate and tough, and other assorted things that I'm not going to show myself gathering because there's no really use in showing me gathering them, I guess? I don't know. You would think that I would have everything figured out, but I really don't. So I may or may not have already run out of a resource, and that was tough. I just didn't gather enough of it. But just kind of want to show off the design. I did edit something from the schematic, just changed it up a little bit, but I'm overall pretty happy with how it's coming out. Everything's coming out all nice and good. I do have to place in some minor details I wasn't able to get during the time lapse there of this one right here. We're going to do a jump cut though to complete the other one of these because it's just the same design marked over to here. So it's like nothing, you know, nothing too crazy. God, doing this one back up. And we also create a dock here too, so that's kind of the reason why I'm also just like, it's why I'm not too worried about making the jump cut here. Normally I wouldn't, I would just show myself building the other one, but seeing as how it's the same exact design, just replicated over there, I don't really see a purpose in doing it. So yeah, we're gonna be right on top of this kelp here, and bada bing, bada boom. Look at that. Okay, that's done there. Anyways, like I said, it's just the same exact design. There is, oh, I forgot about the front portion here. I also did just realize that this is a little bit off on one of the sides. A little bit of asymmetry, never hurt a build. Anyways, let's come over here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build up this whole backside here, and then by the time I get up about 10 to 20 blocks above the farm here, I'm going to kill this guy down here and get the farm booted up again, because as of right now, the farm is not operational. He's down there and the farm won't work. Yeah, so let me get this side here build up, and about 10 to 20 blocks above. Alrighty, so we got all this done right here. Let me move my mic forward a little bit. And before we go on any more, I just kind of want to see what the iron reserves down here are looking like. Okay, yeah, I messed with that. Let's go clear out the inventory real quick and get a material that I don't have at the moment. Alright, so it might be more than just one block, but over here, which is perfect, I wasn't planning on having right here, magma. Now, I don't know the original guy I saw this from, but he had a build where he used magma as one of the light blocks because of the shader pack. Very similar shader pack. It was either BSL or complementary, but either way, both of these shader packs, the magma here just lights up, which is awesome. But there's gonna be a reason why it's not awesome at the same time. You see, if I simply just turn my shaders off, magma doesn't really have that same glow to it anymore. So this would be a very shader dependent build. Luckily, I do use shaders a lot. Unluckily though, it doesn't look as good without shaders, which is something I don't like to do because normally I don't build with shaders on, which is kind of a shocker. You would think it's like, well, if you're making videos with shaders, why don't you ever test builds or actually build stuff with shaders on? And there's a little reason to that. You see, even just looking at the Nether, there is a huge difference between this and just regular vanilla, which is not a problem in the slightest, but it almost looks like a totally different game, in my opinion at least. I mean, everyone's free to have their opinions, you know? And you see, you can look at many builds online and the thumbnails and go, oh, that looks so good. But then the second you turn shaders off, you realize, oh, it just looks like a regular build. Ow! So my logic process is, if I can make it look good without shaders, when I add the shaders on top, it will look even better. So, yeah, that's pretty much my whole logic there. Also, duly note, I'm not trying to crap on any creators' builds and whatnot. I'm just talking about my own personal experience, because every single build that I've seen other creators make who mainly use shaders are going to look good regardless, with or without them. Now, what I would like to kind of get my hands on is a shader pack like Fwips, because that one is just, there's something about it. It just looks so good, and I mean, it's like the perfect balance between pure vanilla and like that little bit of tweak to it. Maybe it is vanilla tweaks, I don't know. Anyways, that's enough yapping from me. Let me get these lights placed in and just show you guys what it's looking like. Hey, look at that, we got an iron golem burning to death over there. Nothing gives me better feelings than watching a bunch of iron golems die. As the sun is rising over here, we're just gonna go into F. Oh, I don't even know why I do this anymore. But as you guys can kind of see, it's more looking like a lighthouse now. I don't know why I do that when I can just simply go into free cam real quick and. But as you guys can see, it's looking a lot more like a actual lighthouse, an actual lighthouse, rather than just some slop put together. So, we still got some more building to do. Let's get this roof put in now. You know, I do not think I could be happier with how this came out here. Um, just looking around at it, like, oh my gosh, I am super proud of this build, which is crazy for me to say. Now, I was thinking a huge bridge connecting over to here, but I also want a bridge connecting over to here. So what I was doing off camera here is I'm making like a little grass portion here. And then I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna place a dock in. Probably not gonna time lapse this because it's nothing really too important. But the bridges I definitely will. I just kind of want to take you guys along through the process with this though. I also might just take away this door frame right here because it's not really adding to much. And I also can't do anything really big with the interior because as soon as I get to right here, I can't have any spawnable blocks. So, maybe one day? Maybe? Who knows? Look at all the iron gather up. Okay. Um, so let's take a look at what I'm gonna get going for the little dock area over here. Because I don't really have anything in mind. Also, you guys can just peep this real quick. Without shaders, I'm just kind of making little terrain things. That's better. Yeah, that's pretty much the update we got going here. So I thought I'd give a little bit of an update. Sorry for my low voice. People are sleeping in my house at the moment. But I kind of went in here. I placed a dock in, as you guys kind of saw what I was doing mainly there. I went with some dead tube coral and the chiseled deep tough stuff. I put a couple trees in here. Kind of happy how they turned out. Got a little greenery area, a little sitting area right here. Coming over here, we have a little bit of a fireplace and table. Overall, let's try it with shaders. I'd say the place is looking pretty darn good. Now, next up, we have to get the bridge in place. So let me do something real quick. I vaguely know how it's gonna look in my head. For this one, I have a plan. It should connect over. Oops. Oh, did not mean to do that. That actually works out perfectly. I didn't plan this out at all. Uh, I had an idea of where it was going to connect. I thought it was going to connect like down here somewhere, but right there works perfectly. So this would be one of the big bridges coming over here. Let me place another row right here because it's going to be a pretty thick bridge, seeing as how it's the light tower to this place. Okay, let's take a look at it from afar. Just maybe if it's gonna look good. Oh yeah, that's gonna look amazing. Okay, so let me get a plan kind of figured out for this thing. So let's hop into the time lapse of me building this. Now, I won't be making the full thing in creative, rather just getting like a basic design planned out for this because this is going to be pretty big too, although I'm going to free riff most of it. So let's get into this. Thank you guys for watching this whole entire video here. It really does mean a lot to me. Very proud of this build here. Just gonna give you guys kind of like a cinematic look around as my character kind of walks onto it. Definitely very, very proud of the build, how it turned out. Um, if you could, like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Toodaloo.